Okay. Don't tell me this is on. Is this on? Is this seriously on? Ah, damn the. It's been doing that all morning. Just. Whoa. My model acting really weird? What the shit? What is going on here? Encoder? What? That's weird. Anyway, hello. Hi. Hi. Wait, let me transition over here. Hi. 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 What the fuck? Wow, why am I getting this weird... I guess it might be... You know what? Let's see if it is W place, maybe. It was fucking W place. Okay. It was W place that was kind of limiting that. That is so weird. Anyway, hello and welcome back, chat. I hope you all had a wonderful week. It was a bit on my end though, it was pretty tiresome to say the least. That's all I can say. It's been tiresome at my job as of lately. But regardless, I am happy here. I'm happy to do this. Also on that little tax update, I'm going to be sending them an email here. Hopefully we'll get this over with hopefully soon. And I really want to get it over soon. But I got the email ready to go and I'll send it out like right after stream. But other than that, it has been a bit eventful though. But I do want to preface something before we continue here. You may notice I'm playing Resident Evil 2 rather than Resident Evil 0. The reason why I'm doing Resident Evil 2 instead of 0 is because A, we're nearly a couple of months away from it and we need to, and personally I thought I would get 0 out of the way and then we go into 2, but I had to look up like literally everything and then I was like, ah shit, I really need to like go through each of these games as quickly as possible because we are literally getting closer to the release of Resident Evil 9. And I think it's better for my sanity and for everyone else that we just move on. Don't worry. I think we'll come back to Resident Evil 0 at a later date. I think my only issue with that game is just those tank controls just fucking ruining everything. I think we'll come back to it. We'll come back to it. It won't be now. It won't be later. We'll come back to it. Because, as you may have also noticed, I forgot to post a schedule. That is all on me. I apologize. However, I will be saying next week is going to be a little bit different because we're going to be playing Chronos: The New Dawn. So, you guys all know that. So, I was thinking, since it is Labor Day weekend for me, that we do 4 streams, but also do a surprise. I have a surprise stream tomorrow that I'm stupendously excited for. Some of you guys are gonna really enjoy this. Yeah. Hold on, I wanted to. This is a really good. But yeah, expect a surprise tomorrow, and it's something that I kind of wanted to do for kind of a very long while on stream. I'm going to keep it as a surprise once everything is into place. I do need to open up some things, open up some stuff. We're going to do something fun tomorrow, and I'm very excited about it. So, in other words, you guys have to come back in at a later tomorrow for it. Tomorrow's going to be a surprise. So here's how it's going to work. So today, Resident Evil 2. Tomorrow, our little surprise stream. 3, we are going to be doing Resident Evil 2. I don't know how far that we're going to go in for our first playthrough. So it'll be a continuation of that. And then after that, for Sunday, I think that we could start Resident Evil 3. Or maybe even go back. But regardless, I'm very excited. We're doing 4 streams this week. We're going to be doing a spooky Saturday and a spooky Sunday. Or spooktacular Sunday. You know what? I think spooktacular kind of works too. However, that is about what I have to say. Now, before we can even get into today's game, I got an update on that V-Shoujo situation. I have an update to it. I have an update. This was an update that came to me out of left field. Like, now, first off, I knew this drama isn't even over yet. There is more that's going to come out. And I damn well know there's going to be more. And out of nowhere, we got something from Meow Tendu. I would love to show you the tweet that was made, but it has a community note to it. However, he did leave a Google Docie, so we're gonna read it. I think I read some of it. However, let me see. What the fuck? Wait, how is my... What is this? Why is there like a second one? Oh, wait, is it the game capture? Wait, what? What the fuck? Look at my PC right now. Why is there 2 of me? There's 2 of me. Wait, which one is it then? What is this? Why is there 2 of me? How is there 2 of me? Is there like a... No, that's the game. Is my... Wait. That's my Sprout. What the fuck is this then? Game? No, that can't be the game. What? That's the game capture? Well, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's weird. Wait, let me turn this on now. There we go. Oh shit. We'll close that out. We'll close that out. Give me a second here. Let me display screen, please. Expand. Here we go. So that you guys can read with me right along. Here we go. So this is from Mountain Dew. Hi all. Before we get started, I want to take the chance to thank all my friends, former talent, former staff, and other streamers / industry that I've been in communication with who know myself and my role within the company. You all have been wonderful through this tough time. I also want to thank the many people within the community who have been supportive throughout this time and have stood with me while this gets sorted. I have spent the following month gathering countless documents and what I had access to in order to have clear conscience records of my involvement with the company and provide a small fraction below. Transparency and misrepresentation. I apologize with the language right there. There was once a time where I was extremely proud about what I helped initially build. There was a lot of hard work and planning involved, and I took a lot of pride in my role in launching the company, but now I simply feel misled, disappointed, and betrayed by those involved. The fact that this... Oh, wait, sorry. The fact that this happened... Oh, wait. The fact that this happened at all is troubling to say the least, and I feel deeply for those who were affected by this. If anyone affected needs testimony, evidence, or other material assistance with actions against V-Shoujo, I am more than willing to do what I can to assist. I may have documentation or records relevant to the cases, and I'm happy to see what I have. I also have considered taking my own shareholder action against the company, which I won't rule out at this time. I also have considered action against those who have engaged in defamation against my character, although I am hopeful that we can resolve those matters privately and amicably. we'll get into this little phrase here in just a little while. Just a little while. In the red. That being said, I was never made aware that talent funds were intermingled with the company's operation expenses. All right. Any budget that was used for marketing was a direct result of asking for that amount either being approved or denied. I had extremely limited financial access, only for small marketing approvals, never border accounts or operations. I have evidence of this from third parties that I have worked with for marketing media while at the company. Let me see here. Sorry, I'm just trying to check my framing here. I have never had access to the bank accounts, nor was made aware in meetings about the way finances were being used. What I have been made aware of is that the company was running out of money and needed another round of investment to continue operation. As far as my understanding, the only individuals who had access to the company bank accounts were the CEO and the COO and the financial department. Had I have become aware of the financial misuse, I would have exited the company immediately and begin to speak with legal counsel to talent about those misuse of funds. My role and authority. There are a lot of misconceptions about my role of the company, and some people have stated that I was the CEO or the COO, which is false. The two titles at the company that I was assigned were the CTO, the Chief Technical Officer, and later the CMO, the Chief Marketing Officer. The change in position was due to an internal company pivot in which the directors of the company assigned the role of CTO to another staff member and subsequently assigned myself to CMO. Wow. This is a fucking mouthful. I was assigned these titles, but recently discovered it's not entirely clear if these titles were legally or formally recognized. In terms of seniority, I was not on the board of directors, despite assisting in launching the company. I would also like to note that at this time, the entire company was remote and no in-person office was never in use. So this is just an imaginary company that has an imaginary building. That's kind of ironic. That's kind of ironic. Excuse me. Upon recent investigation on registered documents from the company that have been unearthed, I do not know now if I was legally considered CMO or any officer title. It was just a title that I was given internally, which is not something that I was aware nor would have found acceptable. So this is a document right here. So let me show you something. So in America, sometimes when you start a business, you register it in Delaware. It's wildly weird, to say the least. But basically they just do this, and then they have the corporate office right here. So Daniel Sanders is the financial officer, and Justin, this is the CEO, aka Gunrun, is the chief executive officer. However, Daniel Sanders is given a director's right here to show you. Initially, when launching the company, I blindly put my trust into these people, and they were doing everything correct in terms of structure and finances. In hindsight, that trust was misplaced. Below, I have also attached a series of screenshots of documents from a failed merger in 2024 that only list the CEO and the COO as officers and members of the board. Oh, wait. Members of the board. That does not include any mention of myself and how the company is structured. So it seems here that V Shoujo attempted to merge with a different company. And look at this. Daniel Sanders is the chief operations officer, even though he was formerly the financial officer, which is very weird. You also have Justin, the CEO, as well. But as for what this company was, no one knows. Some say it was Brave Group. Others said it may have been a bigger company that's bigger than them. But this will be, excuse me, that would be left in the dust. Oh, Jesus, tap dancing Christ, why am I burping? This is what I get for eating some nuggies. Well, they're more like tender strips, but whatever. Okay, so this is like just, oh, that's interesting. Some finances here, obviously. God damn, don't tell me that's how much they get paid. Jesus Christ. Wait, the golden parachute provisions. That's interesting. So you can like, maybe like, I don't know, pause, read some of these guys. But that is so weird that they don't even include him, even though he was technically the founder. So that's really weird. I have also attached in its entire copy of the board consent from the initial VShojo stock adoption plan, which can be found here. You know what? Let's click it. Let's see. Oof, it goes to a Dropbox. All right, we'll not check it. It just seems that there's a lot of traffic to it. This document, which I have obtained, is dated February 27th, 2021, and must be signed by all the members of the board to proceed. It has the signature of the CEO and also COO, respectively. From the start, I felt as if I was always unfair, sidelined in terms of role and influence within the company. Any criticisms I had always felt as if they fell on deaf ears. As time went on, the staff expanded, and I felt more and more sidelined within the company. My role in the company, more or less, began to feel like an employee that just did marketing and a few other tasks when needed, as opposed to someone who assisted in getting everything off the ground. I feel, hold on. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I feel as if there was not a lot of honesty and transparency about these certain happenings within the company. And now I believe that some things I was told were not the truth. Things such as information about the talents, behavior, and the reason for talent departures was information that was presented to me by the founders. This directly influenced my beliefs and feelings about the talent, and now I believe, based on new findings, that the information presented to me was untrue. There were many projects and pivots that I learned about only after they were in motion or were approved by the board. Things such as a pivot to a social media style website service at one point and a full company merger, both of which I strongly oppose, are amongst a few examples where I would be notified subsequently to work beginning. Yeah. There were a few, oh wait, sorry. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm just having that. Oh, hey Puffy Bunnies. Welcome, 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 welcome. I need to continue reading this because I'm like engrossed in this. Excuse me. There were a few times where I asked to sign documents without adequate time to get them reviewed by an attorney and told that it could be potentially lead to my removal from the company, and I was told that it was needed for the success of the company for minimal and insufficient. Oh god, my god. Oh, my dyslexia is like getting at me. Yes, hi. Oh my god, my throat. Where was I? Oh yes. I was told that it was needed for the success of the company and with minimal and insufficient details. An example of a aforementioned merger above. The final years of the company, I did not directly speak with the CEO one-on-one in any capacity, only the COO weekly. This was likely due to the fact that I would be extremely crucial about decisions made in the company and the lack thereof scaling in ways that I believe made sense. The CEO has a habit of putting other staff in front of him when faced with adversity, and an example of such was that they often would put other staff in front of the talents for communication whenever possible, especially in the final months of the company when significant criticisms arose. Thank you, Puffy Bunny. All right, the dismissal. So on May 1st, 2025, I was called to a sudden meeting with the members of the board where I was informed that my alleged position of CMO was being removed from the company along with 4 other employee positions, one of which being the financial manager as a cost-cutting measure. During the meeting, it was also conveyed to me that the COO would be stepping down for unknown reasons. Oh, that's interesting. It was agreed upon that the statement I would make publicly would be written in a way that makes the departure more favorable for the company and myself, as to not raise any alarm bells about the health of the company or create speculation. Actually, I disagree with this statement entirely because there were a lot of people that left and it still creates the speculation. That's just my point of view. Anyway, given my growing distrust with the board up to this point due to talent departures, I have recorded notes, transcripts from these meetings, and I have retained many of my records. From about May 15th, 2025, all my assets to my company email I had was revoked, and I departed every server, Slack, and company-related software to move on to beginning work on a personal endeavor. I recently learned of this too at my workplace called Slack. It's like a little messaging system where they talk about business stuff and all. I kind of learned that, I think, like, recently. From this point on, I began planning on my non-VTuber project to launch in late July to early August, and I have hopefully launched before the company would assumingly go under or be sold. On July 2nd, 2025, I did check in with the CEO to see if anything would be happening to the company would be conflicted with my project. So basically, he just came in going like, hey, I'm doing this project. If there's anything you need, just let me know. It's, you know, which is kind of curious. And then I was told to check in after Anime Expo, in which I did, and it was directed to a new staff member that was allegedly hired after my release. I have censored their name as they were a new hire. In typical fashion, someone was to be put between myself and the CEO for communications and would not clearly tell me what was potentially going on. This is the final time I have any contact with the CEO, aka Gunrun. He comes in saying, hey, here's this. Okay, why did you not censor his full goddamn name? Like, come on, dude. Come on, man. Why didn't you censor? There's gonna be somebody who's gonna guess who that DU is. Like, oh my god, this is so bad. Oh my god. Okay, so let's move up a little bit, and I do need to adjust something on my end to make the Discord messages look nice and tight. All right, on July 21st, a statement went out about the company not paying out charity money that was owed to the IDF. Not that one, as in, like, I know, that is weird. The following message exchange can be seen shortly after. Well, Mouse just posted a thing without any advance notice, so heads up. Well aware from the large amounts of DMs and texts I'm getting. Sad day. Can I get some context here, as this is the first time I'm hearing about any of this? Shoujo owes a lot of money to talents. I don't know when you were involved with the company, but it's been ongoing such known issue for a year, and the charity payment is related. You probably have more context than me, I suspect, but also I'm not sure what your relationship with the company and when. Shoujo ran out of money sometime and has operating with what was supposed to be talent money, hence causing the current situation. If I read something like that, I would be furious. I was never made aware of this, especially an issue from both the CEO and COO. I was aware that there was a financial issue, but not outstanding payment, especially for charity. And this is him reacting to, you probably have more context than me. And he goes, excuse me? Like I said, I don't know what your relationship is or was or what your role was, but these issues have been ongoing for the most part of the past year, as far as I know. Since sometime 2024, you'll have to ask Justin. I have been here for 3.5 weeks, so I'm just learning and navigating through this as the best I can. My God. Oh, and also we made it to the bottom of the page here. My God. If I was at a company and I first learned and I just left to do something else, and then the new person that is supposed to take place that is supposed to be my new guy that is going to take place there, and I had to explain everything to him. And the fact that this guy would then later come back and say, hey, I don't know what your role was at the company, but they're basically going down the shitter. I would be like, did my boss just did not tell you what the fuck I did? I would be furious. Oh my God. I would be furious because that makes no sense. Makes no sense. This exchange shows when I was first become aware of the issue of the unpaid charity funds, as well as what the company was operating on. This was infuriating to me, as it was revealed financial misuse that has been hidden from me during my tenure at the company and was revealed after the fact. I have many opinions about the way the company was run over the years, and as well as the decisions that were made by the board. I feel that one day I will share my opinion on the decisions that I believe caused the company to collapse financially, and the things I would have changed structurally as the company was run, and some of what I feel like was a sheer amount of incompetence of the board. So at the end there is basically he says right here, hey, here's a lot of other notes, including some messages. He can't just reveal that because obviously it's a legal matter, obviously. Closing. Once again, I would like to emphasize that my role in the company was not as broad as some have suggested. I was never given access to finances, nor was I ever a part of a board level decision. My responsibility was limited to technology and marketing under the approval. I was made aware that the company needed investments, but not that talent funds were being involved in the operation. I'm so grateful for the large amount of support from friends, talent, staff, community members during this time. I will continue to stand for those that were most impacted assistance however I can. I am still really excited for the things that I have planned coming up, and I hope to show you all soon. All right, there was only one problem with this document. I want to pinpoint one thing here, right here at this final paragraph right here. I have also consider taking my own shareholder. Oh wait, that's not it. That's not it. Oops. This line right here. I also have considered action against those that have engaged in defamation against my character, although I am hopeful that we can resolve these matters privately and amicably. Well, let me show you the community note. The good old community note right here. Mountain Dew has actively harassed and defamed VShojo talents during his time. He does not address any of this in the documents. Is this a game or a real document? It's a real document, Giga Chad. It's a real document. Real document. But yeah, that's it. That's the only update I got from that whole thing. That was the only update I got in this entire VShojo saga, and it's like, oh my god, this whole thing is like a fucking headache to me now. The only issue is I wish to crawl into my bed and roll up into a ball and just sleep, for that matter. Anyway, I'm like 35 minutes overdue, and I think it's time that we do Resident Evil 2, because I really need to catch up on the Resident Evils before Resident Evil 9, because I'm very excited for Resident Evil 9. Oh man, to be honest, it's just terrible. The guy seems like a sociopath, and yeah, I'm ignoring all the VShojo stuff. Yeah, I know. It's just the whole thing. Like, I'm invested in that whole thing mostly because I tried to audition for it a very long time ago, and yeah, I didn't get a letter, whatever, you know, I threw my name out there, hey, but this whole thing is like just so insane. I hope to ignore it. That is the only big update, and I think I'm just going to be ignoring it from now on until I think like about, I'll return to it probably when they finally announce bankruptcy. What were you talking about? Giga Chad, it's a very long and complicated story about a VTubing agency that essentially imploded because they misused $500,000 in funds that were owed to a charity. Thank goodness you dodged a bullet. Yeah, I know. Thank God I dodged a bullet on that. Who knows? Maybe I would have been a big piece of shit for them, but whatever. All right. Let me check something here real quick before we jump into it. Who did I? Oh, I did do, okay, so I did do Claire for the second. So we're going to do Claire first and then Leon. So, yes. If my model looks really weird and is losing frame rate, be sure to blame the game, not me. Let me open this up. Let's go here. Do Resident Evil 2. Oh, Jesus. That's big. That's big. Let me fix that. Looking good. That's good. There we go. Hey, Andre. Enable the HTR. Oh, wait. I didn't even. Oh, wait. Did I just press? Damn it! I pressed. God damn it! Everything now moved. Everything moved. Oh, god damn. Everything moved, and uh-oh. I think I'm gonna need to turn it off. Confirm. It looks fine as it is. I'm gonna go. Okay. I'm gonna go. Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. Oh man, this is bad. Yeah, I unlocked basically everything here, but I don't care about the extras mode. I do need options though, real quick. What was going on here? Why did first things first, I'm turning this off. I'm turning this off. I'm turning off. Oh, damn. And it even went into the corner. Oh, man. Oh, damn it. Okay, I think I fixed... Hopefully I fixed everything. Oh, wait. I did that. How is the... I don't care about that. Oh, geez. Well, I did have it on here. Did turn off the ray tracing.